शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। कठोपनिषद अध्याय 1 वल्ली 2 मंत्र 21। आसीनो दूरं व्रजति शयानो याति सर्वतः कस्तं मदामदं देवं मदन्यो ज्ञातुमर्हति। आत्मनः दुर्विज्ञेयत्वम्। Atma is difficult to understand. There are various reasons for this. One reason is being told in this mantra. Why Atma is difficult to know? The Atma has two forms, Sopadhika Rupa and Nirupadhika Rupa. With the Upadhi, identified with Upadhi, the Atma gets a particular form, a particular nature. It is not intrinsic to the Atma. It is not the true nature of the Atma, because the Upadhi itself is external to the Atma, and the attributes of the Upadhi are superimposed on the Atma. The form of the Atma resulting from association with the upadhi is called sopadhika rupa. Let's take an example. There is a sphatika. Sphatika means crystal. Crystal is clear. Crystal clear. No colors. But then you keep a hibiscus flower, japa kusuma, red hibiscus flower. It is kept near the crystal. Then what happens? The crystal, which is clear, no color, appears to be red. Appears red. And since it is red, one might mistake it for a red stone, ruby, Padmaraga Shila. Now the redness of the crystal, is it intrinsic to the crystal? It is not intrinsic. The crystal is never red. Even when it appears red, it is not red. Even when it appears to be red, it is crystal clear, free from all colors. Now, the redness of the crystal is caused by an upadhi. What is the upadhi? Hibiscus flower. The flower is upadhi. Upasamipe sthitva adadhati swagunan iti upadhihi. It stands nearby and it projects its qualities on the crystal. Upa samipe sthitva adadhati swagunan iti upadhihi. It stands nearby. Upa means samipe, sthitva. It projects its qualities, its attributes. That is upadhi. The upadhi is an external agent. It is not intrinsic to the crystal. The upadhi itself is outside the nature of the crystal. And it is not even associated with the crystal in real terms. It is not even touching the crystal. But its qualities are thrown on the crystal, attributed to the crystal. Therefore, the japa kusuma, hibiscus flower, is an upadhi. And because of the upadhi, the crystal gets a rupa, a new color. apparently a different color. It is called Sopadhika Rupa. The Rupa caused by Upadhi is Sopadhika Rupa. But the Sopadhika Rupa is not Swarupa. It is not its own nature. Swa means one soul. Rupa means nature. The Sopadhika Rupa is not Swarupa. It is not the intrinsic nature of the crystal. Then what is the intrinsic nature of the crystal? Colorless, clear crystal, clarity is the Swarupa, own nature. And the own nature, the intrinsic nature, is not caused by any upadhi. It is bereft of any upadhi. Therefore, it is called Nirupadhika Rupa, without any upadhi. Nirupadhika Rupa. Nirupadhika Rupa is the Swarupa. So, like the crystal, the Atma also gets a Sopadhika Rupa because of association with Upadhi. What are the Upadhi? The Karya Karana Sanghata. Our body, mind, senses. All these are Upadhis of Atma. And because of the association with the Upadhi, the Atma gets certain attributes which are in contrast with its Swarupa, which are opposed to the Swarupa of the Atma. For example, the Swarupa of the Atma is free from limitations, infinite, but with the association of Upadhi, the Atma becomes limited. The Swarupa is free from all changes, avikriyaha, but with the association of Upadhi, Atma becomes savikriyaha. Because of the Upadhi, the Atma gets opposite attributes. Attributes that are opposed to its Swarupa. Diagonally opposed to its Swarupa. Nitya appears to be Anitya. Niravayava appears to be Savayava. And so on and so on. And because of our ajnana, we are not aware of the nirupadhika rupa of the Atma. We are not aware of the swarupa of the Atma. Instead, the ajnana makes us hold on to the sopadhika rupa. The sopadhika rupa seems very much real. We are aware of only the sopadhika rupa. We are aware of only the rupa caused by the upadhi. We identify with the sopadhika rupa. Therefore, when the Shruti introduces us the true nature of the Atma, the Swarupa of the Atma, it is not easy to accept because it is opposed to what we are used to. It is diagonally opposed to our present understanding. Therefore, it is very difficult to swallow, very difficult to accept what the Shruti says. If the Vedanta says, you are infinite, how can I accept it? For ages, I have been aware of my limitations. For ages, I am used to my limitations. And I am not ready to give up my limitations. Because having limitations has become my second nature. I am used to it. It is not easy to open up myself to a new understanding which is in contrast with my present understanding. That is why Atma is Durjneyaha. So, this mantra gives the mutually opposite natures of the Atma. Viruddha Swabhava. Mutually opposite natures of the Atma. How the Sopadhika Rupa is diagonally opposite to the Swarupa. Asino duram rajati. Asinaha. Staying in its own nature, being steady without any movement in its own nature. The Swarupa of the Atma is Asina. Asinaha literally means sitting. Sitting means no movement. Nishchalaha ityartha. Atma is Nishchalaha. But Duram Vrajati, because of the Upadhi. The Upadhi has movements. The Upadhi goes to America. Then Atma also seems to be going to America. Duram Vrajati Iva. Bhashyakara will add Iva. As though. Because the Sopadhika is always Iva. As though. If you are aware of the Iva, it is fine. But the problem is, we are not aware of the Iva. One Iva is gone. Then the problem starts. The Sopadhika Rupa is taken to be real. Duram Vrajati, Duram Vrajami. Then problem. Vedanta is to add an Iva to all our Sopadhika Rupa. That is what we do here. Shankaracharya is helping us. Shruti is helping us to add an Iva as though to all our Sopadhika Rupa, to all the Upadhis, as though sitting, as though speaking, as though eating. That is Jivan Mukti. You have understood that all life is as though, not real. That is Jivan Mukti. Duram Vrajati Iva. Don't ask me how to feel it. It cannot be felt. It has to be understood. Sun rises and sets. That is what we think. Sun rises and sets. It is our experience. But when we understand when we learn the planetary motions, we know that sun neither rises nor sets. The earth is revolving round the sun. The earth is rotating in its own axis. When we understand this, our experience does not change. Even after studying astronomy, our experience of sun rising in the east and setting in the west does not change. There is no change in our experience. But we are aware of a higher truth. We know that the sun is not really rising. The rising of the sun is Iva, as though. The setting of the sun is Iva, as though. Is it an experience? It is not an experience. There is no change in our experiences. All experience remains the same. But there is an understanding. Understanding of a greater truth. Likewise, even the mithyatva of the Jagat is not an experience, it has to be understood. It is a jnana. You are aware of it. Jagat is mithya. And if Jagat is mithya, then there is nothing to limit me. All my limitations are mithya. Even that is an understanding. Therefore, I am free from all limitations. Even that is an understanding. Don't expect any change in the experience. Vedanta does not give any change in the experience. It is purely understanding and being awake to the understanding, being awake to the truth, always. And the understanding solves all our problems. So, asinaha duram vrajati iva. So, this is one paraspara viruddha dharma, paraspara viruddha swabhava. So, one is nirupadhika rupa, which is motionless, free from changes, free from movements, and another is the sopadhika, which is full of movements, full of changes. This happens, that happens, I am going here, I am going there. There is a biography. The sopadhika has biography. Nirupadhika does not have a biography. Nirupadhika is free from biography because the Nirupadhika transcends all events, transcends the timeline of life because it is free from limitation in terms of time. Then Shayano yati sarvataha. Shayanaha. The sopadhika sleeps. The sopadhika rupa has sleep. It switches off, shuts down. But the Nirupadhika never shuts down. Sarvataha yati. It is all pervasive. Even when the sopadhika has shut down. So, the sopadhika has viparilopa. Viparilopa means it has manifestation as well as resolution. Resolution is possible for the sopadhika rupa. It manifests and resolves. But the nirupadhika rupa is free from manifestation and resolution. free from utpatti and nasha. Madamadam, another contrast. Mada and amada. Bhashyakara says mada means saharshaha. He has harsha, elation. Sopadhika has harsha, elation and dejection. Saharsha, we can take the other side also, dejection. Sopadhika is subject to ups and downs, elation and dejection. Whereas Nirupadhika Rupa is free from elation and dejection. Aharshaha. Sopadhika is samsari and Swarupa is asamsari. This is another contrast. Tam devam, that devaha, atma. Atma is devaha, jyotanat devaha. Madanyaha kaha jnatumarhati, other than me, madanyaha, anybody other than me, kaha jnatumarhati, who can know, implying many people don't understand the Atma. It is durvijñeyaha. Durjñeyaha kshudraihi. There is a, in the evening, in some of the ashrams, they sing an arati song. Durjñeyaha kshudraihi. That line comes there about Shiva. Kshudraihi durjñeyaha. For lowly people, for people without great mind, it is durjñeyaha, difficult to understand. We will see the bhashya. First, the sambandha. Anyatha durvijñeyaha ayam atma kamibhihi prakrita purushaihi yasmat. This is sambandha between the previous shloka and previous mantra and the present mantra. In the previous mantra, the Upanishad said that one can know the Atma if one is akamaha, akratuhu, and dhatu prasadat. When the indriyas are calm, mind is calm, then the Atma can be understood. Anyatha, otherwise, if one is not free from kama, and if the mind and senses are not quietened, then kamibhihi prakrita purushaihi, Kamibhihi, people who cherish various desires, people who are not free from desires. Prakrita Purushaihi, people whose mind is not refined, not spiritually refined, are called Prakrita Purusha. No Chitta Shuddhi. He may be refined from other point of view. He may be eating with the knife and fork, sophisticated. He may wear a tie. He may use napkin and tissue paper. And he has a clean shaven face. And he puts on perfume. He speaks the language of the elite. You call him a refined person, a sophisticated person. But from the standpoint of Shastra, he is not a Samskrita Purusha. He is a Prakrita Purusha. As long as he has not attained Chitta Shuddhi, he is a Prakrita Purusha. Not refined. He has not undergone the spiritual refinement which is accomplished by means of dharma, by means of following the vidhis of the Shastra. Prakrita Purushaihi ayam atma durvijneyaha. This atma is durvijneyaha. This atma cannot be understood easily. Why? Yasmat. Because this mantra gives the hetu. Why atma is durvijneyaha. Asinaha avasthitaha achalaha eva san duram rajati shayanaha yati sarvataha. Asinaha is equal to avasthitaha, steady, stationary. Meaning achalaha, free from movements, no movements, no changes in his own swarupa. Evasan, being so. Duram vrajati, as though goes far away. Shayanaha yati sarvataha. Shayanaha, sleeping, sarvataha yati, goes everywhere. Bhashyakara does not explain these lines here. He gives the detailed explanation later on. We will read that portion first and come back then. See, Karananam Upashamaha Shayanam. From there we will read. Because that portion is explanation of the first half. Karananam Upashamaha शयनं करणजनितस्य एकदेशविज्ञानस्य उपशमः शयानस्य भवति यदा च एवं केवलसामान्यविज्ञानवत्वात् सर्वतः याति इव यदा विशेषविज्ञानस्थः स्वेन रूपेण स्थितः एव सन्. In Kailasashram book it is Iva, but it should be Eva. Sthitaha eva san. In Gita Press, Eva, right? Yeah. Sthitaha eva san. Mana adigatishu tadupadhikatvat duram vrajati iva sacha iha eva vartate. Bhashyakara is very precise in using the words Iva and Eva. When he is referring to the Swarupa, he is using Eva. You can notice all these subtle points we have to notice in the Bhashya. When he is talking about the Swarupa, he is using Eva. When he is using about the Sopadhika Rupa, he is writing Iva. Keep this point in mind when you read this portion. That is why the Iva is a mistake there, not Bhashyakara's mistake. Somebody else made the mistake. Some brahmachari made the mistake, or the typesetting person made the mistake. I don't know. So, first he explains Shayano yati sarvataha. Here we have to understand two terminologies. Samanya Vijnana and Vishesha Vijnana. Consciousness in itself. Consciousness when not associated with Nama Rupa. Just consciousness. It is Samanya Vijnana. Consciousness in general. Just consciousness. Bhashyakara calls it Samanya Vijnanam. Samanya Vijnanam is always there, eternal and all pervasive. But then, when the consciousness gets associated with Nama Rupa, it becomes Vishesha Vijnana. Nama Rupa Upahita Vijnana. Consciousness conditioned by Nama Rupa is called Vishesha Vijnana. First of all, the consciousness reflects in our antahkarana. in our antahkarana. The antahkarana is jada, insentient. Just like any object outside in the world, just like this flower Eva, as though flower. Even our antahkarana is jada, insentient. Yet, the antahkarana has the ability to reflect the Chaitanya. The Chaitanya reflects in the antahkarana. The Chaitanya manifests in the antahkarana. Then the Chaitanya is associated with the antahkarana. That is when we become pramatra, the knower. The Chaitanya associated with the antahkarana becomes the knower, pramatra, the individual knower. Because the antahkarana is the one which gets the cognition, the vritti. So when the Chaitanya gets associated with the antahkarana, it becomes a pramatra Chaitanya. It is one Vishesha Vijnana, pramatra Chaitanya. It is Vishesha Vijnana. So when it is associated with the antahkarana, it became Vishesha, Vishishta. Pramatra Vishishta Chaitanya, Pramatratva Vishishta Chaitanya, or Antahkarana Vishishta Chaitanya, Vishesha Vijnana. Then there is a pramana, a vritti arising in the antahkarana, a knowledge arising in the antahkarana in the form of a vritti. And the vritti is also pervaded by the Chaitanya. And the Chaitanya associated with the vritti becomes pramana Chaitanya. And then there is an object. The vritti objectifies. The vritti is associated with an object of cognition, prameya. Prameya is the object of knowledge. And the Chaitanya pervades the prameya also. Then it becomes prameya Chaitanya. So pramatra, pramana, prameya. The Chaitanya takes these three divisions. That is when we say, I know the pot. I know the pot. Who is I? Pramatra. The Chaitanya associated with the antahkarana is I. No. No means the vritti, the process of knowing. And the process of knowing is a vritti. And the pot is the Vishaya or Prameya. object. So the same Chaitanya takes these three forms. Samanya Chaitanya, Samanya Vijnana, which is the Chaitanya, pure consciousness. When it gets associated with the Pramatra, Antahkarana, Vritti and Vishaya, it takes the forms of Pramatra, Pramana and Prameya. That is what they call Vishesha Vijnanam. Chaitanya conditioned by various Namarupas. Even Pramata is a Namarupa. Pramana, the Vritti, is another Namarupa. And the object, another. So, in the Vishesha Vijnana, there is Triputi, there is duality in the form of Pramatra, Pramana and Prameya. In the Samanya Vijnana, there is no duality. It is just consciousness. This is another thing that needs to be contemplated on. This is another way of understanding. A prakriya, a methodology of explaining the truth. Now, the Samanya Vijnana is the Swarupa. It is the true nature of the Atma. Nirupadhika. Just consciousness. Pure consciousness. Without associated with Namarupa. But the Vishesha Vijnana is caused by Upadhi. The Antahkarana and Antahkarana Vritti. That is what causes the Vishesha Vijnana. Without Upadhi, there is no Vishesha Vijnana. Without Upadhi, there is no duality. So, Bhashyakara says, Shayanaha means the Upadhi goes to sleep. What goes to sleep? Atma does not go to sleep. Upadhi goes to sleep. So, who is sleeping? You are not sleeping. The Upadhi sleeps. So, sleeping means Karananam Upashamaha Shayanam. See. Karananam Upashamaha Shayanam. Shayanam is not Atmanaha Upashamaha. Atma does not switch off. Karananam Upashamaha. Resolution of Karanas. Upashamaha means resolution. Resolution of Indriyas. Karana means Indriyas, including mind. All mind and senses, they switch off. They are not active. They are resolved into their causal state. That is Shayanam. And when the indriyas are dormant, indriyas have gone into their causal state. Dormant means they go to their causal state for a while. They merge with their cause, which is nothing but the Karana Sharira. That is Upashama. The Indriyas are not there in their original shape anymore for a while. For a while they are going into their causal state. And then they will emerge once again from the Karana Sharira. That is what waking up is. So when the Indriyas are dormant, then there is no Vishesha Vijnana. Because the Vishesha Vijnana, which is caused by the mind and senses, the Upadhi. Indriyas are the Upadhi, causing the Vishesha Vijnana. When the Indriyas are not active, the Vishesha Vijnana is not there for time being. So, Karana Janitasya Ekadesha Vijnanasya Upashamaha Shayanasya Bhavati. Shayanasya, one who is sleeping. When someone is sleeping, then what happens? Karana Janitasya Ekadesha Vijnanasya Upashamaha Bhavati. The Ekadesha Vijnana. Ekadesha Vijnana means Vishesha Vijnana, localized consciousness. Consciousness conditioned by Nama Rupa. It is Ekadesha Vijnana. You can also call it Vishesha Vijnana. You can also call it Ekadesha Vijnana. So, Ekadesha Vijnana is an interesting word. So, Vijnana is all pervasive. As consciousness, we are all pervasive. But because of this Upadhi, we feel the consciousness only here. Ekadesha, a localized consciousness. And the Ekadesha Vijnana is because of Karanas, because of the Upadhis. A very interesting insight into the truth. Ekadesha Vijnanasya Upashamaha. It gets resolved. The Ekadesha Vijnana also gets resolved. It is like when the reflecting medium is resolved, the reflection also is resolved. As long as there is reflecting medium, the reflection will be there. But when the reflecting medium is removed, the reflection also will not be there. So, then Ekadesha Vijnanasya Uparamaha Bhavati. Karana Uparame, Karananam Uparame, Ekadesha Vijnanasya Uparamo Bhavati. That is sleep. This is the Vedantic insight into sleep. But that does not mean the Chaitanya has switched off. The Chaitanya is there. Samanya Vijnana is always there. it does not get switched off. We will see in the following session. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.